Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. I need you guys to smash that like button. Today we're going to master some more genres other than just trap and hip hop. We're going to be using the new BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering 9. This is the newest version. You guys can get a trial of it, a 7-day trial. If you guys are on Instagram, comment the word master. And if you're anywhere else, go to busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. So again, this is version 9, our most advanced engine here. What we're going to do is master all these different styles from R&B to even dance music. So firstly, I'm going to show you guys the fast way, which is hitting automaster. So what this will do is read the track and all the heuristics of the track, and it will adjust these 7 sliders based on your guys' track. Now it's best to use this automaster during the loudest portion of your song. That way it doesn't overshoot into loudness. But we can always dial back the input. So here's before. Here's before. Here's after. Much bigger image. Before. Here's after. Now if the song is very sibilant or harsh, you can use the clean knob. That was initially meant for harsh vocals. Here's before. Here's after. Again, here's before. It's a very full image without sounding like it's being squashed, suppressed. It just opens up everything and expands everything without it feeling like it's a tiny image. Now I do have a preset here that works on pretty much anything called Mastering 2026. The only thing it doesn't do is adjust the headroom. So I'm going to turn this down manually. So it's the only thing it doesn't do as a preset. Here's before. It's almost like we took a sheet from off the song. All right, so that's a more melancholic genre. Let's move to a newer sound here. Now this one's in the hip hop arena, so let's start from scratch. Let's initialize this. Again, you guys can get your free trial at busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. So here we have a more textured hip hop track. So I'm gonna dial this one in instead of using the automaster feature. But the automaster adjusts the headroom for you guys. That's the main benefit there. Now let's turn up these sliders here. First, I like to start with the punch to add more dynamic. And then turbo to add more dimensionality. From here, we're gonna up the width. Now bass doesn't just add bass, it reshapes the existing bass. So we're gonna mess with this bass now just a little bit. Here's before. Here's after. It's a little heavy, so let's pull it back a little bit. Here's before. Here's after. It's up to mid-focus just a little bit. Now mid-focus usually pulls that vocal that's sitting in the back of the mix up forward, or any main instrument that sits around that vocal range. Now this track doesn't need loudness, but let's crank it up just to see what it does to that kick. There's before. Here's after. Here's before. Here's after. So if you want to see your song in full color, grab the BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering 9. This is the newest version. It has a new way of approaching some of our conversion. And then we have another section under the width called dimension and 3D depth. Personally, I like dimension, the width knob from there the most. And then we have some added color things you guys can excite your song with. So let's start back over from scratch and let's move to the next song. Let's run this from the beginning. See how much time we got left. We only have about 10 minutes in this video, so I gotta move quickly through these genres here. So here we're just gonna automaster just to show you guys. Now again, you want to usually go to the loudest portion of your song. Song's a little bright. Let's pull up the clean up. Here's before. Here's after. Got a little mono compatibility here. Got a little more dimension. Here's before. After. It's almost like it goes from being like a whisper to a shout that isn't overly bearing. So that's the power of this plugin. Let's run this all the way back. And I'm showing you guys different genres so that we're not thinking this is only for trap and hip hop. All right, let's use the softer genre. Let's see. We gotta wait for the drums to kick in. So let me scoop ahead. Listen to the dynamic. Here's before. Here's after. All right, and let's add my favorite preset called Mastering 2026. It just works on pretty much everything I ever put it on. We're just gonna dial in the input volume, which is the headroom for the plugin. Before. Here's after. Just crazy dimension on this song. That preset never fails for most modern genres. All right, let's try this other track. And again, I'm a little short on time here, guys, because of the file size on the video. So let's see how much time we got left. We got about, say, 8 minutes left. Let's scoot ahead on this one. See where the drums kick in. This one, we're going to let the plugin set the headroom. Here's before. Here's before. Hey, ha, hey, ha. So back to the drums. Before. try that mastering 2026. We just have to adjust the input volume. So let's go back. That bass. Here's before. Here's after. It's like we're time traveling in sound. You guys know how big those 70s records used to feel? Where it's like I'm bringing back that vibe of everything feeling huge and not squashed to death by a compressor. So here's another track. For this one, I'm going to let the auto mastering go because I want to adjust the headroom. Probably do one more track after this one because we're running short on time here, guys. Here's before. They almost all sound like demos until we master. Here's before. Before. So I'm showing you guys that was just with the automaster. I didn't even use our preset on that one. All right, one more track. I think we have enough time for one more track. Here we have another house vibe. We pretty much covered every type of genre here. From softer to more aggressive, you guys can hear how this plugin handles everything. I duplicated the track. Oh, well, that's the same track. My bad, y'all. Let's run to the next track. Now that one's a little too heavy. Let's move over. I'm trying to find something with a groove in it. Let's do this.
Every hammer on is a ghost I see.
Now let's initialize this, run it back. Let's hit auto master so it can adjust the levels for us. And again, the 7 knobs at the bottom, you guys can always mess with these and even go in the back areas. Just gotta make sure we have enough headroom.
Lights down low in the living room.
Trying to clean up.
Chasing shadows, fighting the gloom. Every hammer on is a ghost I see. A little bit of you, a lot of me.
Here's after.
I'm bending the notes just to feel the strain. Writing our history in the rhythm of the rain. And it's all in the reach, it's all in the pull. The heart is empty, but the sound is full. Pitch bends high when I think of the end. On these minor chords, I'll always depend. On these minor chords, I'll always depend. I'll let the guitar speak for the soul tonight. Turning the
All right, so you guys can see how deep this plugin goes. Again, comment the word master on Instagram or go to busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. Subscribe if you're new. Peace out, guys.